Good part of the intro. So babe, what are we doing today?
Cutting your hair.
Yeah.
Because he looks homeless.
And Marley is here today. We kicked Twitch out because she's a pain. She's outside. She enjoys the daylight.
She's evil.
She is evil. She jumps in my car. I had to put plastic all over my car. And then I had to seal the windows because she kept continually jumping into my car. And
Unfazed by the duct tape.
Unfazed by the duct tape.
Unfazed by plastic sheets.
Freaking cat is just weird. She just gets through everything. Anyways, last weekend I looked inside of my car to move it, and the seats were white because of all of her hair.
Marley hates children. What else? He loves the sound of a loping motor. That is his favorite. He'll like
tractors.
Like dance to it while we're running the tractor or whatever.
He likes anything with a motor.
Yeah, loves French fries.
Loves French fries.
Best road trip kid. God, he'll eat everything from chicken to beef to noodles.
Bacon.
He loves bacon. Freaking loves bacon. So yeah, anytime we go on a road trip or whatever, it's not even slightly complicated. If we stop for lunch, he's down to eat whatever we're eating. He'll take a wind bath and then just kind of crawl over to my other shoulder when I know that he wants the window rolled up.
Anyways, so she's gonna start cutting my hair first, and we get going with the day. All right, babe. How we doing over here?
I'm doing fine. Please don't judge me.
Nobody's judging you. She's making our bird a new fancy hut.
I have this issue with presentation, and I just can't have a regular bird cage in my house, so I take old cabinets for like $30-50 on either Craigslist or Marketplace, and I turn them into bird cages. But I'm going to fill the wood up to right about here, and the rest of this will be graded metal. We've got all these set up to where we can change out his little pool and his food bowl and water bowl and stuff, and it's coming along. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on at the bottom?
Nothing. Don't look at it. Don't look at it, please.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay. For me, I'm going to be doing a quick alignment on the car. Next weekend is round 1. And it's supposed to rain quite a bit, and this car hasn't had windows since I built it. So I've got some plexiglass over here. Well, actually it's Lexan. I'm gonna make some windows. But first of all, get the alignment straight and then start building the windows. Shouldn't take me too long. I'm gonna make them so they're removable too. All right, I've got a notebook here with notes on alignment settings that for different tracks. I'm going to try and be a little more accurate per track this season. Trying to really focus on alignment, tire wear, grip, and all that. So this is what it was for Coda. So I'm just going to note all this down. I was looking under the car at the back end, checking out the tread on the wheels, seeing where I was at. It looks like driver's side was wearing a little much on the inside of the wheel, and the passenger side was wearing more on the outside because there was pretty much the whole thing was a left-hand turn. So next time I'm going to actually camber this side in a little bit more. And you can see it's kind of going on the rolling over just a tad, especially on the low tire pressure. And then this side was not. Let's see. But this these camber settings would actually work out really well for HPA, because the driver's side has more positive camber than the passenger side currently. So I'm going to leave the camber there and just check toe. Wow, that is not the toe I had set in the car originally. Blame Max for stopping mid-track and me booping him.
Blame Max for anything.
Goodness.
Where is my shit?
Okay, now I got to figure out which wheel moved a little bit, because that's not where I had the toe set originally. But at Coda, I did kind of slide into Max because he almost parked it mid-run. Which I don't know what happened, but he apologizes. That was good. Things happen.
And also we love Max.
And we love Max, so I'm going to figure out which side is further off, and if anything, I'll just adjust both sides to get where I want.
I swear to God, I'm gonna let you starve to death.
What did I do?
You're trying to record.
This is life, babe. This
Okay.
is the life of the Rothschilds.
Look at it.
What happened?
I messed it up.
Oh, is it coming off? You may need some alcohol or something for that.
I don't need shit.
Hey, beep.
Oh,
Goodness.
Lo siento, lo siento.
Coming together very well. Babe, I think you should put liquid nail on these boards first instead of that guy.
I got excited and I messed it up.
And we have tape over there to hold it while we're done. Dramatic effect. Zoom. How many paper towels is she gonna grab? Okay, we're going to have to postpone the alignment and the windows for the rest of the day. Where are we going, babe?
We're gonna go pick up the computer that you broke.
I broke the computer.
Like really bad. You didn't just break it. You literally took a grenade, shoved it up the computer sphincter, and then blew it up.
We'll explain in a minute. Alright, so I forgot to check in yesterday as to why we were going back to the computers, or going to the computer store. So, I was messing around with my computer. Basically, long story short, I messed around with stuff in the BIOS and yada yada. And basically, I would call it, like, just locked up the computer. Or not really locked it up. Remember with the Xbox 360s where you would get the red ring of death? And that was pretty much what happened. The thing wouldn't go out of the BIOS and wouldn't go into the Windows system and wouldn't see my videos or my storage drives or whatever. So it was just a complete mess. Finally, took it to a computer shop, had them fix it. Lost quite a bit of footage that I had on my main storage drive. So, well, mainly the 360 stuff, because the 360 file, I think, is an LRV file, so you're able to adjust while you're watching. You can look around, and I usually edit it to where it looks like it's like just a normal camera. Anyways, those pretty much, I think, are trash. I haven't really looked at them yet, but when I have, it looked like I was looking through a bubble. And I couldn't move it around any longer. But I think the GoPro footage and the camera footage might be okay, so I'm hoping to have enough to at least put together the Coda video. So anyways, that's what we were doing yesterday. Working on the alignment for the 240. Just checking it out, making sure everything's where I want it to be. Alright, I am going to start by pulling this wheel off. Okay, hopefully you can see that. It's a little dark under here. One of these days they'll get me a nice light. So these coilovers are the BCERs. We've got the external reservoir built in to the shock. So I need to, first of all, dang it. Ah, that axle's shot already. This is why I don't like used axles. It already blew the boot out and is shooting grease everywhere. Loosen up the bottom ring from the top ring, which it's loose. Crazy. Well, this is why you check things, right? The top ring from the separate the top ring from the bottom ring. Loosen up the coil. To where it's got some free play. Tighten up the top ring to where the coil, it's pretty much touching the coil right there. Okay, bring the bottom ring up. And what you do is take the top ring and tighten it. By also at the same time holding the bottom ring so it doesn't move, because that's going to be an indicator. Okay, then you take your other wrench and stick it in between the two rings. Loosen the top ring again, just to where it just barely touches the second spanner. So it's tight in there. I'm gonna go up just a hair just to be able to get it out. And that's preload. Then you just tighten up the bottom ring. Hold. And you should be set. Like I said, I don't know if all coilover companies do it this way, but BC makes it easy. And you go back and just tighten the bracket. Okay, I went ahead and actually did a few adjustments already to the toe, just because I knew where I was at from yesterday. So now, when I had to loosen it up anyway, so I'm hoping to be closer to where I want to be now just by a quick adjustment. So throw the toe plates on and see where we're at. Fourth time is the charm, I guess. Roly, roly, roly. I'm gonna fast forward this. There, yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna get set up and check out the front toe and see where I'm at. Front end is a whole lot easier. There is just your tie rod. You can't really see it from here, but it's that black rod right there. Let's see where we're at. Now this is the opposite. You want the front end towed out a little bit. I'm not even gonna worry about the steering wheel. The front end is right where I want it to be, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. The extra stuff is black. I like the doors and stuff, so it's kind of hard to see. Anyways, it looks like there's an old point here for a window regulator. or window track maybe. And then there's another point on this side. So what I think I'm going to do is hold the tube here with a maybe a nut or something that's threaded, and then weld it to the door. Put a nut on it that I can take a bolt and screw it into it to be able to tighten a rod. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but the rod's going to come up over and then go up. That way I have a frame as close to the edges of the window as possible. So I'm going to cut a few pieces here, drill it out, I guess, weld the nut to it, and then I'll sand this down and weld those rods to it, and then I can start bending some just straight rod and try and figure out, oh dang it, because if I bend it I can't roll the window down. I want to make it to where I can have the window come down and be like halfway open. I think that'll be super neat. So I'm not going to bend it. I think I'm just going to go straight from here, build the window, and come back down. It's going to have some excess on the sides, but if I fit it into this notch here, I think it'll be fine. It's not going to flap around here, and it might flap in the back, I don't know, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. Alright, so I've got one made. It's basically a tiny little tube thing with a nut welded to it. From the inside, let's see if you can see it. Oh, very nice. Okay, so from this thing, slide the window rod to it and tighten onto it, and it should be good. I'm going to make a couple more of these. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I decided to switch to this side just because the welder was already here, closer to this side. So I'm going to figure out how to hold these guys in place, and I'm going to weld them into the door so they stay nice and solid. And what I'm going to do is line it up, throw this ground on it because I need it somewhere, and weld it in. I'm not going to put a whole lot of welds in it. It's not on it. It's not supporting much but aside from the window, so I'm not going to go crazy. But I swapped over the MIG because it's a little bit easier to get in this tight spot. Take 2. This off because I don't want a bunch of slag on it. And just like that, got these guys. Boom. And on this side. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the other side, and then I'm gonna start bending some rod so I can make the door, or bending rod for the door frames, and then I gotta weld some tabs onto it, and then cut plexiglass. Yeah, I got one more to make, and then really I just start cutting some plexiglass. I don't know. I mean, like I said, overall that's not terrible, and it'll do its job. It's just below the seal, so that when I have the plexiglass on here, it's gonna pull it into the seal. So which I may push in just a tad more. Yeah. Something like that. Fairly decent. I think what I'm gonna, just my OCD, I'm gonna try and make this gap a little more even, and then do the other side, and should be good with the frame. Wow, this thing looks really different with some windows. It hasn't had windows in it since it was a stock S14. And before I got a hold of it, really. So turned out really nice. Sometimes when I get rolling, I just forget to record, so my bad for not recording me cutting and trimming the plastic. But really, just take your time, outline it, trim it, go back, measure, trim it again. What I found that helps really well to cut the acrylic, or not acrylic, I'm sorry, the polycarbonate, the Lexan, was that using a skill saw helped a lot. So jigsaw was too messy and it wasn't very accurate. But anyways, not too bad. Looks really well. So here's what it looks like. So the corners, because the supports are so far in, they kind of stick out a little bit, and then on top of that I left an opening for the 360 stick, whatever you call that thing. But this thing turned out really nice, and it's because I bent it in, it's sucked up to the seal very well, so that's cool. Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, guess that turned out way better, except pull off the inside plastic before you do that. I had to redo the rivets because I forgot to pull the plastic out. This one, the stem broke, so I couldn't really get it, but whatever, I'll trim it up or whatever with a knife. But yeah, turned out really well. So, and just like that, it's the car is ready again for round one, and hopefully these windows keep me somewhat dry. And Kels, well, I think when it's rainy, Kels likes to hide out in the trailer and just read a book. So anyways, if you like the video, please hit that like button. That third time's the charm. Anyways, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and shoot me a comment. It really helps me and helps grow the channel. Next video will be round one at HPA.